Welcome to the Polishing Profits podcast, where we discuss all things related to the business of detailing. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, this podcast is for you. In each episode, we'll cover topics ranging from business management to marketing solutions. Here to help you grow your detailing business, your hosts, Nick and Dustin.
What up?
Happy
Let's
2024.
go. Happy 2024.
We're back.
We are back, man.
We're going to call it a little winter break. Is that fair to say?
We took a winter freaking sinus and ear infection break.
Oh, Dustin. Dustin's over there. He can't stay healthy.
I can't, man, but I feel much better now. I am much better, and I am back in action. Super excited about a great show today. We got one of my boys, somebody I ain't talked to on air in a long time. Talked to him the other day on the phone, of course. We talk pretty often. But got one of my boys on, Joe LaPalme.
Who do we got today?
Yep, Joe LaPalme, owner of IGL Coatings USA. And he's a brother of mine, a good friend of mine. And then super excited to pick his brain a little bit, talk about MTE, what's going on there, and just catch up, you know.
Yeah, you know what? It's a little start the new year catch up, right? Just sort of see what's going on, what's new. And this first change of 2024 is we're going to start off with a Dustin story time today. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm taking the day off. You know, we got a snow day over here. So, Dustin, take it away with a little story time.
Dustin story time. All right. I like the sound of
a little music.
Yeah. So, listen, this little storm blew up on us yesterday. And this thing's been going on for 5 or 6 months. There's a new software company in our market in the detailing or going after the detailing industry, right?
Yeah.
And their sales tactics and their marketing tactics are just so terrible. They're so terrible. And these guys are calling all of our users and saying, hey, everybody's using or leaving Detail Bookie for this software. And, we're partners with this other big website. I'll have to mention it, Detailers Roadmap. We're good friends with those guys. We do business with those guys. We spend money with those guys, unlike this other company. And so they tried to align with them, and they're calling my customers and saying everybody's leaving, right? Well, and these guys even called my shop. And we'll talk about this a little bit later with Joel. They even called my shop to tell my sales team, my detailing shop, to tell them that we were leaving. So these guys have just got terrible, terrible sales tactics of this high pressure sales. And,
you know what it reminds me of? Have you seen the Wall Street when they're trying to sell the penny stocks?
Yeah.
And they're saying, I got this stock that's going to triple by tomorrow. Right. And they just got that script right there. And they're calling easy yen.
I had Gabby, our lead sales, patched them through to my office when they were on the phone, and I told this dude what it was worth to him.
Were you friendly? Were you friendly on the phone there?
You can't even imagine the 4-letter words I used.
No.
I said, dude, if I was within arm's length of you right now, I said I'd punch your face in. A lot more colorful than that. But you know what? Listen, here's the deal. In all transparency and honesty, we all have a company to sell. We all have a service to sell, a product to sell, whatever. Mm-hmm. However you go about that is your business.
Yep.
But if you got to step on other companies to get to where you are, then the business model itself is broken. There's something wrong. If you have to put others down to lift yourself up, there is something inherently wrong with your business.
You know what I think is interesting is you've got that company that, think of it like this. When you open up a new detail shop, right? Let's take it away from software for a second. And you go and put free detail this whole month. You only get one first impression, right? All those people, all those detailers, all those people that are already using software, maybe they still got kinks in the software. Maybe they're not able to provide the right service, right? But all they want is that sale, and they're just hunting, doing guerrilla marketing, and that's fine. But you only get one first impression, right? You get one chance to talk with them on the phone, whether they're unhappy with a different software, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get one chance, right? And there's that market share. There's only so many detailers. There's only so many people out there looking for software. If you start burning those bridges by being deceitful or lying, whether that's detailing, whether, we'll have Joel here, whether that's coatings, making false promises, all of a sudden you're going to find yourself in a big hole without a business in a few years there.
Well, what they don't realize is detailers are pretty tight knit group of people, right?
Yeah.
And you're calling on people where we built relationships. So I don't own this software company where we have 100 employees and sales teams and onboarding teams, and I'm very in tune and in touch with our customer base. They know me personally, right?
Yeah.
And so these people are calling, saying lies about me and my company, and they're not. It's not resonating with the customer base, right? They're frustrated by it because they're like, why is this guy calling me, telling me these lies? You know?
Yeah.
So they're going at it. If this was an industry that had, you know, 1 million, you know, businesses in it, then it may resonate. But you're talking a detailing industry that has about 80,000 detailers in it, right? It's not a lot of people, grand scheme of things. United States. All right. So when you start to call on these people and tell them these things, you're automatically creating friction in that relationship because you're trying to build a relationship not on how you're great, but how other people's are not great. And that's where I think the issue is. But
and like you said, with the friction, you know, it's a thing where, again, I use Detail Bookie. I don't have an issue saying that. It's because of that no friction, that relationship, that's customer service, like. But none of that was forced. You know what I mean? All of that's organic, you know, and taking it away from software back to just a detailing company working on cars. Like it's organic, that organic growth. You're not there for, if you somehow get the, you know, another detail shop, right? You're not there sitting outside that detail shop and handing out your card as they leave that detail shop saying, hey, guess what? No. Everyone's leaving there. I'll detail your car the next time over here. I'll do it for free. You see what I'm saying? It's just, there's a certain way to do business. There's a certain way to, you know, have a see that your business model works.
There is. And I understand, you know, going after detailers that are using software and advertising your product, right? Mm-hmm. But it's the fact that it's the lies that they're generating to get in, you know, to get in front of or get their foot in the door. That's the issue at hand. And this guy, like, I don't need to give him any extra attention or anything like that. There was a response typed up, and I read this, and you could see the 15 or 20 other detailers that are like, yeah, this idiot called me with this garbage too. And then he comes in there, it's like, oh, sorry, part of our sales tactic is to reach out to detailers, and he tries to soften it up a bit. Nobody responds, nobody likes it or anything like that. I typed up a response, and I'm like, you know, I'm giving him the 4-letter approach too. I'm like, you know what? I'm not giving.
We got to get rid of that 4-letter approach.
Dude, if you only knew, man, I got a bit of a sailor in me.
Yeah.
So, this is where it all started. Well, then where it all started. This is what kicked it back up yesterday. Billy Smith is actually the one that they called Billy Smith. Now here's our brand ambassador. He has freaking Detail Bookie tattooed on his calf. And this guy's like, how attached could you be to the company? Blah, blah, blah. Detail Billy's like, you got a cell phone? He's like, yeah. He said, give me the number. This Billy takes a picture of it and sends it to him. He said, that's how connected I am to Detail Bookie.
And then the next question is, so can we get you signed up for a free trial? That's where you got to have Billy as the inside scoop.
Yeah. Chris DG, I'm glad you're listening. Your little buddy over there, he's going to get a visit.
I think we go slash some tires at MTE.
Look, one of my responses was, here at Detail Bookie, we're going to take a bet. We're going to take an over and under on how many detailers he's going to call today, how many of our customers he's going to call today and tell them that they're leaving.
I never got a call. What the heck?
You should, man. You know, I don't know. I'm pretty upset that he didn't call you.
I am. We've got 2 accounts. We got 2 different locations and no calls. You know, and now I feel left out.
Dude, you know, if business is so good over there and so bad over here, why is he the one having to cold call my customers and why am I not the one calling out? Like, you know, let's think about it. Anyways, man, look.
But listen, the big umbrella is competition. Is that fair to say, right? It's a new person in the, you know, at the playground, you know.
Yeah.
And I'd love to bring in Joel, get his input on, think of like on the ceramic coating side, right?
Oh man, competition is stiff over there too.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd love to, you know, if we want to bring him in. Hey, Joel.
Yes, hey, Joel. What's up, buddy?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
We're doing pretty good.
Doing good. Friday. How are you?
Hey, listen, who do we need to go play hockey against?
I knew that was coming. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
5 times. 5 times it got broken.
Yeah.
And I'm still fucking pretty.
Joel showed me videos. He wasn't would you play semi-pro, right? Semi-pro hockey.
Yeah.
And he wasn't there to play hockey. He was only there to fight. Like straight up. Joel was there to fight.
Yeah.
And,
I touched the puck, they dock my pay.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, you should see the videos, man. They just went at it, dude. They went at it. Yeah, listen, man.
Sad.
It is what it is, but the guy's it's just grimy. It's like, man, come on. You can't figure out a better way to sell your product than to try to discredit or take away others, take away from others. It's just sad.
I think but it'll reflect on the company long term. I think if anything, it makes Detail Bookie look even better. You know what I mean? The way you handle it, the way you respond to it. Joel, over on your side of the business, right? How do you guys sort of deal with, again, ceramic coating? There's a different name, different brand every other month, right?
Oh my God, it's ridiculous.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. And the funny thing is we produce a lot of white label product.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'll get calls or people will get calls saying, oh my God, that's so much better than IGL, whatever the brand related to. And inside I laugh because I make the stuff.
It's your stuff. Yeah. The one that always kills me is the claim of longevity. So Joel will sell a product, that he knows is a 2-3 year, whatever. And then all of a sudden now this is a lifetime coating or a 7-year coating. And he knows, like, come on, man, we know what it is.
Yeah. It's sad, but going back to the competition thing, I mean, maybe we're idiots because we're basically giving our competitors. If you go look right now at any one of our Facebook pages, we just posted our awards list 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago.
There's a list.
So it tells you who is a platinum buyer, who's a gold buyer, who's a whatever. So by all means, if you're a competitor and you want to be a total dick, go pick our list.
Yeah.
But how does that resonate with the detailers? Think about this. Like, how well does that resonate with the detailer? So I'm a detailer, right? I mean, aside from Detail Bookie, I own a detail shop. I know what it's like to be a detailer. I started myself under a carport. If I have a company call me and target me because of my connection with another company, and they start to try to sell to me because of my connection with them, like, I don't buy into that. Like that doesn't resonate very well with me.
It's not a good first impression. It's not a good,
But unfortunately, guys, this is a slow period for a lot of people right now. Absolutely. We're I don't know. I know my friend in Chicago, Nick, you're going to get some snow. We're going to get probably 3-4 feet of snow in the next 2-3 days. So not a lot of people are thinking about getting their cars detailed right now.
That's right.
So
100%.
It's a perfect time to call these detailers and to brainwash them or pick their brains or whatever and say, hey, and you know what? The detailer right now has got nothing better to do than to say, let me try it. Here, I'll buy that. And it's sad because they should be keeping that money to survive the next 3 months or whatever, or to reinvest in their own business locally and differently. But they don't.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah. Use that money to continue doing what got you there in the first place. It's okay to try things at the right time in the right place, but to go in there and do it off of these empty promises and to be in when you're at the most vulnerable spot, somebody's kind of attacking that and giving all these empty promises and things like that, man, it's tough. And you guys got to stay aware and not fall into that trap,
Yeah.
I think it's interesting. It's just a matter of, like you said, in the slow time, for us, we're focusing on ourselves. It doesn't matter about anybody else. You know what I mean? What do? We're going to go and change a couple processes. We're going to do some different marketing stuff. We're going to be trying to make ourselves better, right? And I think that's at the core of everything, right? If someone is, hey, let me try a new free trial, right? Or, hey, I'm going to try a new, ceramic coating. But the proof is in the pudding. Right. Again, they end up staying with Detail Bookie. They end up staying with IGL because it's like, wow, it's worked for me. It's been great. You know what I mean? All those reasons why you guys are in business in those different industries. That's why people stay. But the trying of this new stuff, sometimes it brings valuable feedback. You know what I mean? Dustin, you might be like, hey, look, we're going to check out that other company. They kind of do that. That's cool. We can easily implement that. And we have a better customer service model. Or you see a different coating or something that comes out into the market, right?
Yeah, that's the nail on the head. Just like Joel, I mean, we're more than just a product. We don't, we're a relationship. Okay.
Yeah.
And when we sit, when you do business with us, you do business with me. And just like Joel, you'll have my number. We can talk. I help troubleshoot. Like, this is not just a subscription where thank you, see you later. This is a relationship. And I know Joel, like, when you buy product from him, or even if you don't buy product from him, he is an open book. He's a resource that you can call on any time and get help. And there's so much value created there with this company that just drops in here and has nothing to provide, nothing to do, but just take your money, Yeah. And that's what you're dealing with.
I think people need to, in the slower periods of time, is maybe pull out their P&L and pull out a magnifying glass. And let's really break it down and see where maybe we did wrong, where we could do better.
Absolutely.
Understand your ROI, understand what it is that, take a look around the shop. Why do I have X amount of this and I don't have anything of this? Well, maybe I didn't do things right. Maybe I screwed up along the way, and talk to the right people.
In the last couple of years, there's been a huge boom of new detailers. I think it's fair to say, right? One-man shops just trying to get their first shop, trying to go from mobile to shop, trying to grow their business, right? And when January hits and you got 15 inches of snow outside, you got, you know what I mean? Like, people are just not leaving their house. You're getting cancellations, you're getting different stuff. It's almost about that learning curve. It's almost like right now, IGL, Detail Bookie, goes and reaches out and says, hey, you know what? I know my detailers have that free time. Let's give them different resources to make them better, because it's almost, you don't know what you don't know. When you're a 2-year-old shop and you're all by yourself and you're trying to keep growing, you're going to be doing these not mistakes, but you're going to go through these road bumps in business to come out the other end and be like, man, I should have not bought 17 new coatings of different companies.
Well, there's shiny object syndrome. They think that the answer is right on the other side of everybody's sales pitch. And here's the reality. And this is what I tell detailers all the time. If I had the magic switch to flip and your business just boom, don't you think I would flip that myself? Don't you think this shop would never have a slow time?
Yeah.
Like, there is no magic answer. The magic answer is to work harder, market harder, work on your sales game, work on your follow-up game, and build relationships with your customers.
Yep.
That's the magic answer. It is not a switch that you can flip and then all of a sudden you have 10,000 customers coming through the doors. That switch don't exist, because if it did, I would have flipped it years ago.
No, you wouldn't have. You like it. You like the grind.
Hey, get up in the morning.
Get up. Go to work.
Get up in the morning. Go to work. Figure it out. You know what? I know that I have X amount of dollars that I need every month to keep my homes going, my vehicles going, my businesses going. Our other company, we have about 2,200 people to work for us. You got to keep them going. You can't just stop.
Yeah, right? There's a responsibility that you feel when you have all those people, right?
Well, and the point there is, people say, well, what do you do? Well, I'm not doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, and this is the problem, though, because let me tell you, there's a lot of people, too many times people oversell, overpromise, over-exaggerate, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I go to the bank all the time, and when I met the teller and the lady says to me, because when they pop up your thing, they see your account, right? And then she looks at me and then looks at the screen and says, oh, Mr. LaPalme, would you like to see a private banker? Well, I love this. I do business with a private bank. Yeah, but what about one of our investors? Sure. Let's set up an appointment. Can you make sure that they send me their CV, what they've done the last 5 years, what they've invested in, what their returns have been? And, and then she's looking at me like, what? Well, what am I going to do? Let somebody
leave the poor banker alone. The poor teller.
But come on, guys.
Yeah.
And this is the problem. And the detailers are the worst people in the world to follow a trend or somebody who's got a flag up front. They all line up behind them. They're the freaking worst.
Yeah.
The worst.
That's it. They are, because they're all looking for that magic answer, like the one that says I don't have to work, or I don't have to communicate, I don't have to deal with customers. I tell you, one of the biggest things they can start doing is returning phone calls to their customers. Like, if you want to talk about solving your business problems, is returning phone calls to the customers that are calling in. One of the biggest things that I see with detailers is their customer communication, and it's not a different product, it's not a different service, it's not a different train. Yes, those things are great. Yes, I believe in them. Yes, we go to them. Yes, we help out with those things. But at the end of the day, in order to improve and grow your business, you got to work on you and your relationship with your customers. And that's where it all really starts.
Yeah.
The one thing I think is a good, what's Billy got?
Need to become problem solvers and not sit on their ass. That's the truth. And not wait on somebody
100%.
to solve it for you. Yeah.
100%.
But on that roller coaster of business, right? When you are on the upswing and you all of a sudden, it feels like you flip that switch and you are able to take that step back to become complacent, right? How good, again, for me, I enjoy it. How good does it feel when you do get uncomfortable? When something does make it, a slow time, whatever it is, it almost reignites that fire, because I think it's very real for a lot of detailers. You just did a crazy month of all ceramic coatings, right? You're in the middle of summer. You've got a bunch of cars coming in. You're like, oh my God, I'm going to hire someone. I'm going to sit back and do less. Well, all of a sudden that guy quits, and then it's slow, and you got bills to pay. And then then you see what kind of business owner you are. You know what I mean? So I think that's pretty interesting too.
Yeah. Yeah. We've introduced in the last 2 years, Aegis, which is really nothing much to do with detailers. But
it does. I've looked at it.
Yeah, but that's not the purpose of the product, right? We've got guys that have been on board now 6-7 months doing $250,000 in sales. And you know what? Because they know where to go with it and they're doing the right thing. But these guys, they didn't do it under Easy End Detailing.
No.
You know what I mean? They did it under Easy End Corrosion Control LLC.
That's right. It's a full pivot. I think
a full pivot.
Yep. And this is something that I love.
Is.
That Joel's kind of introduced to us is the pivot. Like, so as we see market stabilizing and probably an overabundance of detail shops available, like, to be able to pivot and add a service like Aegis in itself and serve a whole different industry, an industry that's got a lot more money than the minivans. You know what I'm saying? And these people are willing to pay, and these are contract driven, this is contract driven business that is real money. And to be able to see that and then go chase it, but you don't do it, under the same umbrella. You don't do, this is a whole different business model that you can absolutely go chase just like you are,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Joel.
And it's fun because it's different. Because listen, when we and we have some people in the detail, they see what we're doing, they see the pivot, and now they're all thinking, oh, we have this. It could be, guys, you don't have anything that competes with it. It took 9 years to develop the product. Our competitors are Sherwin-Williams, Alco Noble, PPG. You're not in that category. So focus on what you do. We'll focus on what we do. We are a product manufacturer that solves problems for industries. That's what we do. That's our number one focus at IGL, or Ominent, which is our mothership, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I'm excited to pick Joel's brain at MTE. I'll tell you that right now, because that Aegis, I wish we had a lift. I got so many customers. I got a buddy that's like 45 minutes away that uses it. And it's just we just don't have the square footage. We are not able to offer that. And I kick myself for it.
Yeah. And honestly, it's not even a service that you really want to offer in the shop. I mean, the market is outside of your shop. The market is out in the real world where you're, where these are big solutions for big problems with, big companies with big problems. And it really takes thinking outside the box to go after that, but it's there for the taking. I'm glad you brought up mobile tech. So let's talk a little bit about mobile tech. We're all excited about being down there. Joel, I noticed that you had a couple classes. You always do a couple classes. What are your
teaching down there, Joel? What do you got?
Yeah, I love it. I do my business class again to teach people a little bit about my business and how to grow their business. And I'm excited about that. Last 2 years, classes filled up to the nines, which is exciting because it means people are actually interested in, I don't know if it's listening to me or seeing how much I'm going to say. Make a fool of myself.
No. They're there to hear what you have to say. I've been in part of those classes.
And I think what's important is that all we're trying to do, and go back to what you were saying and everything, is just be available. Like when somebody says, "Oh, I'm paying so and so $300 a month to consult me," so what does so and so have that's worth $300 a month?
Yeah.
Yep.
Listen, I've been part of taking companies public, selling them. I own multiple homes. I have and you know what? You could call me any day of the week, anytime. I'm not going to charge you $300 a month to talk to me. I'll tell you if you're fucking up and you're not.
That's free.
And I'll be clear about it.
I'll
be clear about it. But I mean, guys, we're here to help the detailers grow. We're here to help the detailers. MTE is one of the best shows for that because of the education component.
Yep, yeah, that's right. Yeah, and it really is awesome to see the amount of detailers that do that actually participate in the education side. Like Joel said, all of our classes are just stuffed to the gills in there, and it's amazing to see. And it's so exciting when you go in front of one of those classes and everybody's there with their notebook or their laptop or their recorder, and they are there in tune. And that's one thing I will give a shout out to the detailers: the willingness to jump in a class and actually engage and listen and learn. Yeah. It's exciting, man. I get pumped. We do a couple classes too, and it's exciting.
That's one thing I decided when I did the MTE class is I don't do the overhead projector. What's a shameless self-promotion I have?
It's Chris.
There you go. Yeah, Chris. And you know what? That'll be a good class. I know it will be. Chris is pretty cool. He came with me last year. I think you were with the three of us.
We were there.
I invited you guys right in my class. And people are like, well, I thought that was going to be your class. It's not about me.
You see Chris's comment?
That's
Chris has got it. Chris has got a 9 a.m. class on Thursday.
Yeah. But that's the thing. And I decided not to go with the overhead and everything behind me. And the reason I did that is that I don't want people to focus on that or take notes of that, taking pictures. I want them to interact with me. Let's make it real. Let me ask you direct questions. It's not me there preaching.
Yeah.
Make sense?
There's so much value in that Q&A portion of class where you're actually solving. And let me tell you something. If one person has that problem, chances are there's more people with that problem in that class. So when you talk about the Q&A portion of any class, man, that is where the value is had. And that's pretty much Joel's whole class. Is like he's going to give his spiel and he's going to talk to you about what's on his mind. And then he's going to ask for feedback. He's going to ask for questions. And when me and Chris stood up there with you, I mean, that was basically that. And we were able to answer questions on the fly. And I'm telling you, there's so much value there for detailers to be able to ask questions that are relevant in their world and get real world answers. I mean,
you guys got to rename it Joel's Town Hall Meeting. You know what I mean?
I like it.
That's what it feels like.
But the funny part is, if you look, detail bookies, Chris DiGiovanni, so Dustin, Chris, and myself, you need all three.
Yes. Yep.
I don't know how else I can say it, but you need all three to really rock a company. You need good products, good support, you need good software, and without a good website or whatever, anyways, that's what I think. But
well, yeah, absolutely, that's where people are shopping. And newsflash is Amazon's done pretty well as a company, and that's not because people don't go online to shop. So when you think about not having a website or not having a software that's available for people to shop your pricing and to understand who you are as a business, then you're failing your company. It's not rocket science to figure out that people are online every day. Take a look at when you pull up to a red light, everybody's staring at their phone. Well, they're not reading the yellow pages. You know what I'm saying? They're on social media. They're checking out. They're Googling. This is where people are. This is where their lives exist. And you as a company need to be there.
Yeah,
people want to be where they're comfortable.
Absolutely.
And where they feel like they fit in also.
This is Mike Carlin. I heard IGL might have some giveaways. Talk about that, Joel. What you giving away, buddy? That's why I want my move close to him.
Hey, by the way, I didn't tell him to do that.
I know, Mike. Yeah, Mike's the Lone Ranger, man.
Yeah. No, we're doing 6 elixir kits each day. So Friday and Saturday we'll be giving away 6 elixir kits.
I'm glad my boots right
gotta
next to you.
Stop by. You don't have to have an IGL account. You don't have to be an IGL customer. We're just going to take a business card, throw it in a pot, and yes, somebody may call you afterwards. but we will not slander their names or their business. I can assure you that.
Yeah, man. So, hey, one thing I wanted to talk to you about is you guys got nominated for Supplier of the Year, and I thought that was an excellent move. But so, what do you think kind of got you guys there? What do you think was the thing that brought you to the conversation?
You know what? I'll be honest, because I always am. Sometimes it hurts me more than it helps me. But you know what? We don't have 10 guys that are SRT, SDV, whatever you call them. And so will we win? I don't know. I don't know how much political bullshit's involved in these contests. But I can assure you,
we do know how much.
But I can assure you that there was a lot of votes for the green team. But as far as if we're ever going to win that award, I don't know. I hope we would, and if we would, it would be because of what we do.
Absolutely.
I could tell you during COVID, we were probably a company that got more customers, new customers, because we were in stock position versus a lot of our competitors that were out of stock. We have a warehouse in Michigan that's sitting with about 900,000 in paid inventory waiting to go to our customers. We want to make sure that I'm a strong believer that you should not stock your shop with product, because when you can't pay that electrical bill in January and February, you're going to be swearing IGL up and down, sideways, backwards. I want to make sure that when you need the product, you can order it. It'll be there in 2 to 3 days, and you can do the job.
Yeah, this is something that I've always been impressed by IGL and Joel's stance on this. It's not like, hey, there are no minimums. We don't care. We want you to buy what you need and what you're going to use, not what's going to sit on your shelf. It does him no good to put you out of business because you're overstocked, because your cash is sitting on a shelf. It does him no good.
You'll never get a call at the end of the month. Never.
Yeah. He doesn't.
You'll never get a call from Mike Carlin or anybody. Like, hey,
I got 7-Up calling me to restock the fridge every other week. I'm like, how much 7-Up do you think we're selling?
I get calls from Mike Carlin every day. He drives me crazy.
Are those calls about IGL, or is it about the next race?
Marathon? Next marathon.
When we're gonna die again on the next marathon.
You know what? I think the best, and Dustin, you know that. I got a couple of little pet peeves. One of them is answering machines. You got to have a message or get out of business. But if you give me a nickel, if you have $1 in your pocket, give me a nickel. Let me go earn the other 95 cents.
Yeah,
I've said that a million times, and I mean that. And I think that we can show you that we're a good company. We're good people. We're not going to steer you wrong. We're not going to, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, and that's the truth, man. And it shows in your trainings. It shows when you're at shows. I mean, the thing is it's not about this high pressure sales tactics. It's about building the relationships. You guys are great at it. Marcus and Mike and Chris and Brian, your whole team it's not like this company that I'm talking about that are cold calling and trashing other companies. It's saying, hey, tell me about your business. I'll tell you if we're a good fit. If we're a good fit, I'm going to show you the way. You place an order if you want it. If you need the product, we're going to educate you on the product. The product come with QR codes. You can scan it, watch the video. Like, there's a whole thing there to solve problems for the detailers, but it's not a high pressure sales, and you're not stepping on the
everything you mentioned. That's all thanks to my partner Jeff Carey, because I do shit all. I do nothing of that stuff. And I'm being honest. I talk about how great I am at looking at P&Ls. I don't look at I look at ours. I mean, Jeff manages our stuff.
Jeff's the number
sure the inventory. Jeff makes sure that stuff's on the water. Containers are on the way. SDSs are up to date. MSDSs are up. Like, listen, we would not be operational if it wasn't for my partner.
He's great. We love Jeff. But I've been to the warehouse. We were able to take a tour, man. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. You should see the product, man, stacked to the ceiling. And so, as far as product supply issues, they have none. I can tell you right now, they got plenty of product. I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah. The only thing we may have with sometimes is 5-liter product. If we sell out, I'm not going to fly 5-liter liquid. It'll be in when the next container arrives. But we do our best to manage it.
Yeah, and people buying that much at a time kind of understand their usage and can buy accordingly. So I think that what's Houston saying? I still need Mike Carlin money to place an order. None of us have that kind of money. Look, none of us have that kind of money. It's Mike's world. We're just living in it. Chris, give me another quarter. You'll probably I can't mention. Never mind.
I thought Chris was just going to put his Venmo and say, "Send quarters, send nickels here." I could.
Hey, I just wanted to mention. I just wanted to mention something real quick because I had a call with Rennie Doyle the other day.
Yeah,
and I'm hearing a lot of stupid shit lately. And Rennie and I had a nice conversation, and he called me. We were talking, and I wanted to clarify something with Rennie. And I said, Rennie, your 1 week course, it's expensive. It's not cheap. He says, no, yeah, it is for sure. I said, okay, and I just want to make sure. A day and a half of that class, a day and a half is dedicated to interior detailing. Is that correct, Rennie? And he says, yeah, absolutely. And I said, why is that? He says, well, what do you mean? I said, well, I hear people always saying, well, we got to get out of the interior detail. We got to get out of the interior detailing. We should only be doing coating, PPF, tint. And Rennie's, I knew what my answer was. I wanted to see what his answer was. And he said, listen, if it wasn't for interior detailing, I wouldn't have any of the business I have.
None of us would be.
And I'm just going to make something clear. And I just want everybody to listen for 2 minutes and then think about it all day, all week, all whatever. Because I'm hearing people, and I mean industry people, telling detailers to stop detailing.
Yep.
Okay? Big fucking mistake.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. Now what you're doing is you're pushing. And the only reason I know is because I get 10 calls, 20 calls a week. Mr. LaPalme, my car was coated with IGL. What do I do to maintain it? Did your detailer not tell you? Oh, no. So now he's buying from me. The customer is going to buy from me or go to one of our retailers. Yep. Now he's going to clean his car for the whatever amount of time. And he's going to realize I'm pretty damn good at cleaning my car. What the fuck do I need a detailer for? Now, you know what's going to happen? He's going to go buy his coating, his DIY coating, because he's going to say, I don't need to pay $1,200, $1,500, $2,000 get my car coated anymore. I'm going to do it myself because I did a really good job detailing the car for a year. What do I need a detailer for? So by you guys not wanting to detail cars, you're pushing away the customer and they're not going to come back.
Yeah, people don't want, they want a one-stop shop, right? Yes, I sold you a coating. Yes, I profited well, but they want that maintenance side. They want that hands. They want to be able to give it to you. You take care of this. I want to solve the problem with one person. I don't want to go to 15 different people, and I don't want to do it myself. So when the fact that, okay, now all of a sudden I'm not offering detailing, I'm only offering coatings. That sounds real good until those customers run out and now you don't have any kind of residual. We're all looking for that recurring business model. Let me rephrase that. I know I am. I know I want to squeeze the sponge from every customer that comes on our lot. I want maintenance. I want to sell them the aftercare. I want to do the maintenance. I want to sell them the coating. I want to sell them the coating on their wife's car, the boat, the motorcycle, the camper. I want all of it. I don't want just a piece of the business.
And you sold them on the coating and all these other things because they came in for a detail.
Because of the detail. Because of the detail. That's the low cost of entry.
Right? The top of the funnel, right? That's where all the customers are. You might have a ton of people looking for a mini detail or something quick, $100, whatever it is, in and out. But all of a sudden,
$500 detail.
That's you build that trust, and then you get that coating in 6 months. You don't know when it's coming, but when they need it, who are they going to call? The guy that detailed it for them already, or a guy that only does ceramic coatings? You know,
and the problem is the guys go for the big dollars. That's the problem right now. They're seeing big dollars, and now everybody wants the big dollar. Screw the little dollar. Well, let me tell you, in the business that I'm in, our big company, our bedding company, we don't make big dollars every time we sell a set of sheets.
Sure.
Okay. Sure. But we sell 40,000 sets of sheets.
Yep. Those little ones add up.
Do I need to make a lot of money on each set? No. But the thing is when they want a new set, when they need a pillow, when they need mattress protector, when they need blankets,
they're coming back.
They come to us. They come to us. And that's how we grow our business.
Yep. You're building the foundation. These customers, and I look at it as like the foundation of your building or your house. You're building this foundation of solid customers. You want to serve them well. You want to get everything. You want to get all of their business that they had to give. If you're pushing them to somewhere else, or Lord forbid, do it themselves, then you're just putting money taking money off of your table and putting it else on somebody else's. And that's a bad business model. I understand it's not as profitable as putting and coding down or PPF or whatnot. However, you're still serving that customer base, building the solid customer base where you can, it's much cheaper to retain that and to squeeze that sponge than it is to go buy new customers every day. Yeah. And that's what you're doing. Anytime you're paying marketing, anytime you have to reel in a new coding, you're paying for that. And there's customer acquisition costs that's attached to that.
If Rennie Doyle thinks that it's worth a day and a half of his week training, there's got to be value to it, right? And even the guys that are cleaning planes now, hey, there's a shitter on a plane, okay? It needs to be cleaned.
That's right. That's right.
There's leather seats. There's leather seats in those jets. They need to be cleaned and coated. So stop just looking at the exterior.
Yeah.
Like, wake up, guys.
It's the glamorous side.
I don't know about you, but do you drive on the inside of the car or the outside of the car?
What's that?
You drive on the inside of the car,
Absolutely.
right? So that's what every customer is sitting there looking at their cup holders, looking at their inside, and maybe they get home and it's dark outside. I don't know about you, but over here it gets dark at 4 o'clock. You know what I mean? So they don't even see the outside of their car, but they were inside their car. It's dirty as you know what, and they're going, you know what? I got to get this detailed. I got to get this cleaned. I can't take it anymore. They get to that point, and then they're going to call and get it detailed.
Yeah, and you're going to get the wife, the daughter, the son, the
dog.
Absolutely. Maybe the guy owns a business. Maybe he's got 15 dump trucks. We're going to aegis those now.
Yeah. You never know what's on that other side, but it's about having a big top of the funnel there to be able to attract as many customers as possible, as easily as possible. And it doesn't necessarily come with a high ticket, but it comes with a lot of customers.
No.
Yeah. And, a lot of these detailers, they don't understand the value of CRM or understanding how to communicate to your customer base. And this is not a plug for Detail Bookie, but understanding like communication to that customer. So you have an existing customer base, right? And if you're always having to buy new customers, that cost is expensive. But if you can take that customer base and constantly communicate to them, constantly nudge them for more business, every time they come back in the door, you're dividing what you paid for them to in the beginning in half. So every time they get a job, so you're driving the cost of having that customer base down. And you can only do that with a CRM. I can tell you right now, I've got notebooks. I like pen and paper, but there's no way you're going to manage 1,000 or 2,000 customers on a notebook or through your text messages. You're only going to text them when you absolutely need some work or something. But that communication needs to be constant.
All right, listen, we're a manufacturer. We sell. We're never going to use Detail Bookie the way it is. What we do is we use Detail Bookie, the company, for our CRM, and we do. And I'm a customer. Yes. We use CRM for all of our salespeople through Detail Bookies, and I don't give a shit what anybody says. If you use it, it works, and it doesn't work instantly. It takes time. You got to create that regular thing so that people know that you're coming at them, And you know what? They're appreciative of the information that they get. At least the serious ones are. The ones that aren't, they'll type in stop, and that's fine. You stop. No problem. But you know what? Those are the guys that I get the calls in January, February saying, fuck, I got to go to McDonald's again today because I can't go to Ruth Chris.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Right. Well, if you'd accept my CRM messages, maybe you'd be able to go to Ruth Chris again.
And the reality is, it's workflow that you have to build in. This stuff you don't just wait till you're slow and then do a thing, right? You have to build this into your workflow. This has to be a part of your process, day in and day out. Hey, we communicate to our customers on a weekly basis. We thank them for their business. Blah blah blah. This is how we do things. This is not again. There is no magic switch to flip. I've been saying this for a long time. That's detailers call me all the time. So I'm busy or I'm dead. I need business. It's like, well, if I knew how to tell you how to get $20,000 worth of work this week, don't you think I would have that same thing happening in my shop? I'd have another 20,000. So we don't. We just know we have to do the things continuously, and the business will show up.
And start looking at local stuff. Get off the social media with the detailer stuff.
I
said to a friend of mine the other day, I said, find the guy with the biggest mouth in town, and usually, more than likely, that's going to be a realtor.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
Get that realtor's ass in, get his car done because he's going to tell 500 people in the next 2 days about your business.
The other one is the local insurance guy in town.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's good investment in your business. That's good time. That's
Absolutely.
not bad time sitting there being a keyboard warrior and looking for new products because all of a sudden you think, well, it's got to be the products. No, if the products work for the fucking busy times, they're going to work for the slow times. Just make the slow time busy again.
That's right. That's right. Man, look, awesome talking to you, Joel. I'm super excited about Mobile Tech. I'm super excited about seeing my family down there, my IGL family, and it's going to be a great show. We got, both of us have classes down there, and we're going to have, I'm sure we're going to have. We mean you haven't talked about the party. We got to talk about the party, but we'll do that. Yeah. So anyway, so excited, man. I appreciate you coming on. It's been a little while. It's been too long since we've had you on the show. Thank you for coming back on.
And before he drops off, let me throw one thing real quick. It's really interesting because obviously most of our listeners, right, are probably not in the software manufacturing space, right? They're listening, but here I am as just a shop owner and listening to you guys, right? This is the part that's most valuable, right? Because you're getting honest. You're not paying, $300 to talk to Dustin, talking to Joel, but the experience and the knowledge behind. Obviously, I've known Dustin for a little bit here, and I just met Joel. But when you got just good-hearted, honest people that are just telling you what it is, I mean? It's not, there's no gimmicks here. You know what I mean? This is just pure information where if you're a retailer, you take it for what it is.
Joel gets calls every day. Yeah, Joel gets calls every day, just like I do, from detailers with the same problems. And that's why it probably sounds like frustration or passion or whatnot, but we hear the same problems every day. And we're like, come on, guys, we're showing you the light here. Do these things and it will pay off.
And thanks, Nick, for the comment in that. And to reiterate, I don't need to be here. I don't need to be doing this.
But I thought you wanted. We want to hear, Joel.
No, he's saying in business. Yeah.
I know.
And I got a new home that I'm going to get the keys for on May 7th on the 16th hole.
Yeah.
So if you guys piss me off too much, I'm going to be spending more time there.
Okay? I'll meet you there. Awesome,
Cheers,
Joel.
guys.
Appreciate you.
Awesome
always.
Thanks, Joel.
Yeah. All right. See you. Man, what a conversation.
That was cool. Because think of it like this. It's, again, software manufacturing, right? Remove the detailing for a second and let people sort of make that connection to be like, it's not about detail booking. It's not about IGL. It's about how you guys sort of handle different problems in adjacent industries, right? You can make all those tiebacks, to a detailer shop, to, trying to decide what you're going to do next. There's just so much to take away from it. I think it was a really cool episode this week.
Oh, it was. And you know what? Polishing profits, this is exactly what it was about. It's about helping detailers understand the business side of things. And that's where we're at. That's what we're talking about. We want to keep bringing business people on that can help you understand that this is not a hobby. Okay. And you can't manage it from a checking account. Right. There are things that you do in business that help you grow and scale and those kind of things. And not those scale is the buzzword, but that's the truth. If you're doing things just because that's the way you've always done them or because I'm the best at it, then you really need to you need to analyze and say, how is that growable? So
is growable a word? Is
growable, scalable.
This is what happens when we go past 30 minutes is Dustin starts making up words. You know what I mean?
I didn't even do one of my sayings. I don't even have what would be a good saying?
I tried to say, what was it? The proof is in the pudding. I tried to throw one out. I hit the pudding. There you go.
Hey, look, man, great show as always. I'm gonna go back and see how many missed calls I have from detailers telling me that this loser of a software company is calling them. All right, man. Great show as always. Nick, appreciate you.
Sounds good. We'll see you guys.